Our final witness is Martin J. Mitchell, who's the Vice CEO of Mitchell and Best Home Builders in Rockville, Maryland, where he works with his father and 3 siblings. In 2011, Mr. Mitchell was president of the Maryland National Capital Building Industry Association and received his MBA from the University of Maryland, and is testifying on behalf of the National Association of Home Builders. Thanks for being here, Mr. Mitchell.
Thank you for having me. Chairman Graves, Ranking Member Velazquez, members of the committee, thank you for the opportunity to testify today. My home building company, Mitchell & Best, is a family-owned company and has been in operation for 37 years. After a very tough 5 years of the worst housing market downturn in our lifetimes, in 2012 we expect to build 25 homes, thereby creating at least 75 full-time jobs. We used to build close to 100 homes per year. Small businesses are the heart of the residential construction sector. In 2010, nearly 80% of the NAHB builder members had less than 10 employees. About half had less than $1 million in gross revenues. 3/4 built 10 or fewer homes. And 80% of home builders are organized as pass-throughs, as corporations and LLCs. As pass-through entities, home builders and other small businesses report and pay taxes at the individual rate. For this reason, NAHB strongly supports extending the 2001-2003 income tax cuts, now scheduled to expire at the end of this year. In addition to the marginal rate cuts, it is important that the 15% rate on capital gains and dividends also be extended. As many home building companies are family-owned like mine, the present law on the estate tax rate rules must also be extended, or ideally the tax itself eliminated. Another bane for small businesses organized as pass-through entities is the alternative minimum tax. The AMT complicates business planning and has grown from a tax that affected a few taxpayers to one that could hit more than 30 million taxpayers this year absent a congressional fix. Also, next year, several new taxes will come into force that will negatively affect small businesses. One, stemming from the 2010 health care reform legislation, is a 3.8% tax on certain capital gains that will have a harmful effect on multifamily apartment developers. Further, there is a pervasive rumor that this new 3.8% tax will take the form of a sales tax on homes. This incorrect information, which NAHB is fighting via educational efforts, is having a chilling effect in some housing markets. Ultimately, a complicated Federal tax system is a burden and a hindrance on small businesses, traditionally the job creators. For this reason, NAHB supports simplifying the tax code as part of a deliberative and thoughtful, comprehensive reform effort. Such an effort should include a public process that examines necessary changes, studies transition rules, and considers economic impacts. For home builders, homeowners, and prospective home buyers, a critical element of the tax code is the mortgage interest deduction, the MID. The MID has been a part of the tax system since 1913 and helps facilitate home ownership. Its beneficiaries are primarily the middle class, and in particular younger home buyers who in the early years of a mortgage are primarily paying interest. Weakening or eliminating the MID today would be economically disastrous. It is also worth noting that any tax reform effort that would lower corporate rates but leave individual rates the same or even higher would have a negative impact on small businesses. Home builders also face a number of other tax issues, including business debt mitigation and the phantom income tax. What is hopefully clear from my testimony is how uncertain the current tax environment is for businesses. The current uncertainty in tax policy makes it difficult for businesses to plan for years ahead, which may further stall economic growth. And in my industry, we cannot afford further stalled growth. Home building has led the economy out of almost every recession. Housing provides the momentum behind an economic recovery because the home building industry employs such a wide range of workers. Housing is a key engine of job growth. it is also a key component of consumer confidence. And in terms of jobs, if we were at normal production levels for the housing industry, 3 million more people would be employed at this point in time. As Congress moves forward on the consideration of tax issues, home builders want to be a constructive partner with you in creating a better tax code. I thank you for the opportunity to testify today and look forward to your questions.